I'm good with it. I like doing it this way. That's all you need to say. I don't owe you the blueprint to my life. Yeah, you just want to live your life. You don't have to explain to everybody every little thing. Stop explaining yourself. That's what we're going to talk about today, okay? Because you don't owe anyone your life story. And let's talk about this, especially when they're not living your life, right? Okay, so you know what? I made you coffee. Of course I did. So sit back, relax, and let's have a little chat about this, okay? Cheers. Okay, let's get into it. So let me tell you something that might set you free. And that's my goal. I want to set you free. Freedom. I thought about this and I just, it came to me and I want to talk about it, okay? You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to do it. Basically not to strangers. You don't have to explain yourself to your family. And you don't have to explain yourself to your adult children either. And not even to yourself on a really bad day, okay? Yeah. That habit of rattling off your reasons for every choice you make, where you live, what you eat, how you spend your money, why are you single, and why are you living in a van? You don't have to do that. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping them, and you're not helping you. And it's draining you. And you know what? And worst of all, here. What it's doing is it's training the world to expect an explanation from you before you're allowed to simply just be. Yeah, you just want to live your life. You don't have to explain to everybody every little thing. So what I want to do is let's break this all down. So what is this really? This urge to explain? Because I've done it. I still do it. And I know that a lot of you are doing it. And a lot of people do it all the time, especially females. What it is, it's a compulsion to justify your very existence. Deep down, that's what it is. It's to defend a life that doesn't look like everyone else's. What it does is it softens your truth so someone else feels more comfortable. And you know how it sounds. Oh, I live in my van right now, but only because rents are so high and I'm working on getting something permanent, Yeah, or I know I'm not dating, but I'm really focusing on myself and I'm healing myself right now. Or, I know, these are just some examples. I know that you could come up with your own. Or, I'm just wearing this because it's comfortable. Why do you always wear black? Well, it's because, and trust me, I used to dress up more. So, that's explaining. And it's just unnecessary. It's just not necessary. It's very unnecessary. And you know what? Actually, let's get in deep to it. It's damaging. So let's get real here. Why do we do it? Because most of us were trained to please people. Especially if you're a female over 50. Oh my gosh, yeah. Or even younger, yeah. We were practically raised on people pleasing, weren't we, gals? Yeah. Some of you guys too. We were told to smile, be agreeable, don't cause conflict, oh no. So what we did was we learned if someone looks confused or disappointed in us or just mildly annoyed with us, we launch into this defensive mode. Yeah, we feel like, ooh, we have to explain ourselves. Yeah. And you know what? For many of us, that need to explain started with pain. Someone made us feel small once, maybe. Yeah. Here we go into some trauma, childhood trauma. But, that might be the reason that we're doing it. And maybe more than once, a parent who criticized every choice that we made. I didn't have a parent like that, but maybe you did. or a partner who demanded permission. You had to get permission from them. So, of course, you're going to have to explain things. Or you had a boss who questioned everything. I had one of those when I was young, yeah. So that can put you in that. And we learned that if we could just explain it well enough, maybe we'd be accepted. Maybe we'd be safe. And let's be honest with all of this. It also is a control thing. We think we can explain ourselves. And if we can explain ourselves properly, we can control the way people see us. But here's the truth. People who want to judge you, they're going to do it no matter what you say. I just experienced this not that long ago. I tried to explain what happened. And actually, it created more mob mentality. They came after me harder when I explained. So I don't explain anything anymore. And that's one of the reasons I thought about this. Explaining doesn't protect you. No way. It just opens the door for more questions, more doubt, and more emotional leakage. Okay? And more attacking. Because they'll feel like, well, she doesn't have that confidence. It shows that you're unconfident. And so they attack more. Now, when does this most likely show up? It's really when you're vulnerable, when you're doing something brave, or when you're going against the grain, when you're just doing your own thing. People want to question that, and that clicks you into explaining. Is this registering with you guys? And you're living out of what society expects. They want an explanation, and it shows up all the time. You say you live in your vehicle, well, suddenly people act like, you're contagious. Oh, you're probably poor, and that will kick you into needing to explain. Well, I'm doing this because. You say you're interested in dating, or you're not interested, and they look at you like you've lost your mind. Or you tell someone, oh, I don't talk to my adult children anymore, or at least for a while. And they look at you like you're crazy. And you can feel the judgment before you even finish the sentence. So you start explaining, because silence feels kind of risky, doesn't it? You're just silent, But I'll let you in on something powerful, very powerful. Silence is a flex. Silence says, I don't owe you my energy today. Now, who does this the most? Who explains the most? Let me be blunt with this. It's usually us women and us seniors because of our age and because, we're women and we were taught to please. But you know what? It's men too. I see a lot of men explaining themselves also. Yeah. Maybe, they fit into the seniors, right? People who've had to fight to be heard and then maybe got fired in the fight. If you've been through abuse, if you've lost a home, if you're living a little bit differently and you dare to be different, you probably explain yourself out of a reflex. It just comes naturally. You reflex with it. Okay, well, I do this because somewhere deep down you feel like you have to earn your own space. That's sad, but it's so true, and I felt it too. So this is your little cheerleader chat, right? You don't have to earn your space. You already have it. You just have to grab it. Okay? Yeah. So next, where do we see this happen the most? Honestly, it's really everywhere. At the DMV, right? Where else? At the doctor's office, with your neighbor. Online. Oh, yeah. People love asking intrusive questions and acting like it's out of concern. Yeah. Do not confuse curiosity with entitlement. Okay? Because some people just feel like they're entitled to an explanation. You don't have to explain yourself. Not everyone deserves access to your story. Now, there are consequences to always explaining yourself. Let me get a sip of this. Okay, so let's talk about the drawbacks of explaining yourself all the time. What it does is it weakens your boundaries. It invites judgment. It makes you feel like you're always on trial. That's no fun. It steals your peace. And worst of all, oh my gosh, it puts your life in someone else's courtroom. And you know what, baby? You don't need a jury for your life. I want you to take control of your story and of your life again. And I want you to start noticing when you start explaining yourself to people. So, how do you stop this mess? How do we stop explaining ourselves? Okay, so you need to practice silence. You need to be conscious of this. And you need to practice confidence. You need to practice owning your no, your yes, and your I'm not talking about that. Give short, clear answers like, this works for me. I'm comfortable with it. That's where I'm at right now. And then you pause. You don't go any further. Don't go further with it. Just, I'm good with it. I like doing it this way. That's all you need to say. I want you to practice this. So I want you to get comfortable with the silence that follows, because that silence, honey, that's reclaiming your energy back. And I'm learning it too. I'm no expert at this, okay? But I wanted to do some research on this. You also stop giving people your resume. You don't need to list your hardships to prove you're worthy of kindness. Or you don't have to explain why you're worthy of, not being judged or doing what you did. You don't need to earn respect by oversharing all the things. Let your presence speak for itself. And let's talk about guilt. Oh my gosh, the guilt. Because guilt will try to creep in on this. If you don't explain, oh, but they were just curious, right? Oh, I don't want to come off as rude. Oh, that's the big one for our age group. Us girls, we were taught to be so polite. Yeah. You're not rude. You're grown up. And grown women don't hand out press releases every time someone's curious about you or they ask any question. So now here's the good part. The rewards of not explaining yourself, stopping this practice of explaining yourself. When you stop explaining yourself, you start feeling peace again. Yeah, it's going to bring confidence in. You build self-trust, you stop overthinking everything, and you get your power back. You start making decisions based on truth, not approval. How many times did we overshare and then we go back and we think, well, why did I say that? Yeah. So it takes your peace back. You learn to sit inside your life and stay. Yeah. Stay within yourself. Stay confident. You can say, this is mine. I don't owe you the blueprint to my life, to my actions, to my behaviors. And I'll say it again, baby, that's freedom. You'll notice people start respecting you more. That's another perk. They'll stop probing all the time. They'll get used to it. They'll stop giving unsolicited advice. And some of them, they're going to just walk away. Let them just walk away. Yeah, you don't need them in your life, because when you stop explaining yourself, you stop shrinking to make others comfortable. And your life becomes yours again. And that's real freedom. And isn't really that the goal? My goal is to help in any way I can, encourage. And I like to share things that maybe I'm going through or that I figured out. So today I really want to thank you for spending time with me today. I want you to please subscribe and hit that like button, that thumb down there, right? And my book, Confidence. It's essential in all areas of your life. It's not expensive. It's ebook, paperback, it's audiobook, and it's on sale on Amazon. It's an easy read. It really is. So, confidence. Here's the key. Take it. So here's the key. It really is a good book. I did research on it. I always do that. I did research on what I feel, what I've been through, and then I do research of what the experts say on what is confidence. Is it built, or Are we just born with it? What is this confidence thing? But stopping to explain yourself, there's freedom, and that's going to help build confidence. Okay, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Okay, let me know what you think. Always, I want to know what your thoughts are. I really love hearing from you, and I do read every single comment. Okay, bye now. Don't explain yourself. You don't have to. Bye.